Hello and welcome to this live broadcast here on Money Control. You're watching Earnings Express with me, Stacy Pereira. And just last evening, we had Nykaa come out with its numbers, which have pretty much beat estimates, we could say. Although the profits have come in at 41% higher, EBITDA over 30%. These were numbers that were penciled in, we could say. But definitely a good show, we could say, for Nykaa, and which is why even the stock has seen that kind of action this morning. Brokerages have come out with positive calls on Nykaa as well, and not just Nykaa. We're also seeing a lot of action happen in Zomato, where just yesterday the stock surpassed that market cap of 1 lakh crore. So a lot happening in these new age tech stocks. So let's go through each one of them. Let's do some number crunching when it comes to Nykaa's numbers and what we can look forward to. And joining me to do that is Sonam Srivastava, the fund manager and founder at Wright Foundation. Thanks so much, Sonam, for joining us and giving us your time. Let's look at Nykaa's numbers firstly, Q2 numbers that have come in pretty positive. I would say we were hoping a better top line, but what has come is also pretty much what is in expected lines and giving that positive kind of outlook for this stock. So, how would you be reading into Nykaa's numbers?
No, definitely. I think the numbers that have come out of Nykaa are encouraging, right? I think the stock has been beaten down for quite a long time, right? Compare it with Zomato, which has been up 100%. Nykaa hasn't had that action, and this earning seems to be quite encouraging, especially the commentary that has come out from the management. Talking about plugging the leakages, letting go of bad customers and bad geographies, and focusing on their core, and even decreasing the marketing spends a little bit and still delivering good numbers. I think it has been encouraging, and that's why we are seeing some price action, very good price action around the Nykaa stock as well, right?
Right. Let's look at how brokerages are calling it, and pretty much there are buy and overweight calls coming in there for Nykaa. So, do you think there is this now is the time for this re-rating that we're going to see, and how is one to be looking at the stock, or is it a good time to be entering now, or one should be holding on to it if they do already have it?
No, I definitely think that there will be buying in this particular stock. I am not. I mean, the re-rating could come, right? Definitely, it's been one good quarter that Nykaa has shown. Let's be honest about it. Whereas companies like Zomato, even Paytm have been doing this on a little bit more consistent basis. So while we could see some re-rating happen for the stock, otherwise we could even see some analysts wait for a couple of more quarters, right? But I think it's very encouraging the numbers that have come out of Nykaa, and this quarter, the Q3 would again be very good for the e-commerce business, right? There is I mean, for Nykaa, this is the festive season. There is wedding season that's coming in, right? So I think that momentum could take it through, and we might as well see some re-rating.
Right. In fact, you spoke about ad spends and how that one has also they've managed to put a lid on that, and that in fact also helping with the margins. How would you then, what are the other kind of challenges that it could face going ahead if it had to?
Definitely. See, I think the ad spends and optimizing the marketing spends has been a challenge for Nykaa, which is something that they've talked about. Something very interesting that I think Falguni and I had talked about was that they had bad customers and bad geographies, people who might be buying and returning and doing all that stuff, right? So they're trying to fix those leakages in their business model and make it much more efficient, right? Uh, so I think, I mean, it's a complex business, right? Definitely, the consumption demand totally impacts this particular business, and fortunately, we are in a strongly consumer-led sector quarter right now, which could be good. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, yes.
Yeah, well, what about they've just coming out of a huge event that Nyka's hosted in Nykaa Land where they saw so many brands come in. You would say the event was quite a success, but that is also definitely going to put some pressure on in terms of their costs in that way.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, see, that would definitely that would be a costly endeavor for sure for Nykaa, but it could bring them the brand visibility among influencers, among uh,
Mm-hmm.
among this whole network of beauty influencers, and maybe bolster their growth as well, right? So it could go either ways, and I'm sure that in this environment where they're being very closely watched, and there's so many competitors coming in, right, in this space. Like we see Reliance has come up with a brand, right, which is directly competing with Nykaa. So I
Right.
think they should have like a strong vision on where they're spending and what's the ROI they're getting out of those spends, right?
Right. Let's shift focus towards Zomato then and see what's really working for that counter, because we just saw it hit that 52-week high. Plus, you're seeing a lot of brokerages again giving out buy and positive calls for Zomato as well. So what's turned around this time? We're seeing that PAT also turned positive. In these last 2 quarters. So what's really working and how have they managed to get their numbers right?
Right. So Zomato, in fact, has had a much stronger quarter, right? They have taken their profits to 36 crores from 2 crores last quarter, and they have also shown a positive cash flow quarter, right, which is a big deal, right, because even last time people said that there had been adjustments and this and that, which led to the profitability, but this time they are also showing cash flow positivity, right, which I think is very good for the company. And yeah, I think the company seems to have done well on multiple fronts. Their quick commerce delivery system is working. I think they have taken advantage of the festivities that started happening in the last quarter. And I think this quarter, with the World Cup and the festive season and the wedding season and everything coming up, we expect this momentum to build up. So quite excited about these e-commerce brands, right?
Absolutely. In fact, we have World Cup, we have the festive season, so all of that, and which is probably going to show up in their Q3 numbers. So a lot of tailwinds there for Zomato as well. And do you think this is like the right time to be looking at this stock right now, or is it like already gained that much that one would have to wait again to buy on dips? What would be your strategy when you're looking at Zomato?
So I'll be honest that we in fact did include Zomato in one of our portfolio management services strategies recently, and I think there's a lot of I think if you look at analysts across the board, 90% of the analysts are in fact rating Zomato a buy. People are putting targets which are 30-40% up above the current price. Right? People are saying it will touch 160 soon, right? And see, what we have to understand is this is a very non-linear opportunity, right? It's a massive company, 100 billion, 100,000 market cap company, right? And if and then if it turns profitable and if it is able to pivot to become like a consistent, profit generator, then it becomes like a exceptionally valuable opportunity, right? So we could see more steam ahead because like we said, this quarter could also be interesting, and Zomato could in fact
Right.
become like a very good, fundamentally strong player to watch.
Right. And since we're talking about e-commerce, Nykaas and the likes, today we have a new kid that is joining them, and that being Mama Earth. Although we would say the IPO has been quite on par, we would say, with what price range they were giving, barely listing with a 2% premium. So with like you were pointing out, new competition coming into this whole space of consumers in beauty and care. Since that is the one that's really picking up, how is one to be looking at Mama Earth or Honasa consumers as an IPO, and whether that is something that people should be looking at?
Right. I see. Definitely, Honasa e-commerce is like, I mean, Mama Earth is a unique company that it works in the clean beauty products, right? The IPO buzz around Mama Earth when it started, a few months ago, I think it was badly beaten down by the street because of their business model, which does not have, their own manufacturing, or their what they typically do is they buy product from different manufacturers and then they brand them with Mama Earth and they distribute. I think they have very strong marketing and distribution channels, right? I think Mama Earth is everywhere across the board, right? On all pharmacies and all e-commerce platforms. I think they build a strong brand, and we will have to see how they navigate their profitability ahead. We are not, buying into the IPO right now for sure, but it would be very interesting to see this company that has created large brand presence to see how it is going, right?
Right. So overall, if I have to ask you to give us a scorecard for these stocks, be it Nykaa, Zomato, how would you be rating them post their Q2 earnings? We can close it at that, but give us a rating with the thumbs up, thumbs down for each of these, and what our viewers could possibly look forward to.
No, so I think the ratings have definitely been a thumbs up for both Nykaa and Zomato, right? Nykaa has, uh, you know, I mean, everybody seem to have given up on Nykaa, and then it has come up with a good quarter. And going forward, we again see that the momentum to continue because we are in a cyclically or a seasonally strong quarter for e-commerce brands like Nykaa now. So we could see that capitalize. So a thumbs up for Nykaa and definitely a double thumbs up for Zomato because they have been doing this consistently and they seem to have a strong plan and the different moves that they have made, and they haven't been conservative, right? They haven't turned that we will maintain a margin and not spend much. They in fact have been spending and growing, and then still they are able to generate profitability. So I think that's again commendable, and I'll give a thumbs up to Zomato.
Right. So, well, thumbs up for Nykaa and double thumbs up for Zomato, but we'll have to leave it at that. So, thank you so much, Sonam Srivastava, fund manager and founder at Wright Foundation, and to all our viewers who've tuned in. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you.